I have no idea where this camera cut off at. I ran out of time. But this is where I am. Before, I didn't like anything that I did, so I changed it all up, and then I decided to use a whole different kit. And now I'm just dropping in the embellishments and deciding what I want where, and adding in the shadows to give it a more realistic look. And adding in little bits and manipulating them on the page. The little, embellishment details if you want. I want this color, this butterfly right here, to be the same color as her dress. Then I want to add a little bit of shadow on it. I actually think that kind of looks like a rub-on. Don't know about the color. Don't you know about that? It's kind of just framed up. The frame. Frame the frame. If you all watch this, I know that this is boring as it could be. I like that. That sets that off even more. Pretty cool. That works. And I want my little butterfly back out in the front and move her up.
So your butterfly's a girl?
Yeah, I think I'll let it be a girl. My daughter asked me if my butterfly was a girl, and I said, sure it is. I'll let it be a girl. And then I want this title to say the same thing as my original layout. So I'm going to do that. But I don't think I'm going to shadow it out like I did this last time. I think I'm going to just change the font and change the color. And change it to blue. Maybe. And I want to bold it. And then I can also like copy it and paste it a couple of times on top of each other, so it'll be even more bolder. And then I can add a little bit of shadow to that. I don't like that. I think it needs to be darker. That'll work. And a little bit bigger. And that works. And I think we need a flower to go right here. On the end of this. And layer another one on top of that. And I need a pearl or a piece of bling, so I'm going to go back to my kit where I have saved a lot of different little tiny elements like that to use as just like you would with a traditional kit. I have buttons and I have blingy bits and pearl bits and all of those little bits and pieces, just like you would have, just like a traditional person has. There's a pearl. I said done. And we're going to bring that in and resize it just a bit, and we're going to add that pearl right in the middle of our flower, just like you would your traditional flower. And we're going to add a little bit of shadowing so it gives it a more realistic effect. And there's that layout. Now I may come back in and add a little bit more, and then I will show you a still photo at the end of this. And I'm probably going to be piecing this this together a little bit from where I messed up and kind of fast forward some things. But that gives you an idea of somewhat of how I do some of my digital stuff. This is a simplistic one. As you've seen some of my pages, I do an artistic type of digital page where that has a lot of layering, a lot of blending, and a lot of using a lot of different elements and blend them together, and a whole lot of other more detailed tricks. But for simple basic scrapbooking pages, I do like anybody else does, and I get aggravated or I don't like something and I take it apart and I redo it and I take it apart and redo it, and the only difference is with my digital is when I take it apart and redo it, I don't waste as much as I do with the traditional from taking it apart and redoing it. I've learned not to glue stuff down, and then with traditional stuff I've been known to have glued it down and then decided I still didn't like it and taking it all back apart and ended up having to throw stuff away. So I think I have almost the best of both worlds, and I still like to mix it up, and I still like to do both traditional and digital scrapbooking. So you never can tell what I might come out with. But I do like the ease of digital. Well, not really the ease, I like maybe the convenience. I don't know, because both traditional and digital have a lot of aspects that are unique unto itself, and one cannot take the place of another. And it just depends on what mood I'm in as to whether I want to do a digital layout or if I want to do a traditional layout, or what I want to do. So it comes down to mood. And you know, some people are more, they only want to do traditional. Some people like to do both. Some people love to do hybrid, and I love to do that. So anyway, this is just another way to get those memories down. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.